AT&T unveils first and only customer-first promise across both wireless and fiber networks, plus customer care and deals. What AT&T is doing here is promising their customers their best effort at everything, every single time to every single customer. So AT&T has fiber customers, and they have wireless customers. And with the wireless customers, they made a promise, a guarantee that you will receive a credit if the network goes down for an hour or more. So let's say you're on your home cell site or your work cell site, and the tower goes down and it's down for more than an hour. They'll give you a day's worth of credit for the outage. And then hopefully at that point it gets restored, services kind of normalized, and everything's back to, working perfectly as it should. The fiber guarantee, I believe, is at 20 minutes. So if you're down for 20 minutes, and correct me if I'm wrong, Moose, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I've seen a lot of these already in the first day.
Yeah, they're automatic. It's automated. They're giving you credits. They'll notify you you're receiving a credit for the day, and then that's a wrap. And they're also going to continue to offer the best deals for phones, in terms of like an industry competition standpoint amongst the other carriers. The same deals for all customers. Doesn't matter if you're on the entry plan, if you're on the middle one, or the premium one. They're still doing that. So, so there's that, and then also like. What am I forgetting, man? Oh, and this counts for small business too. So consumer, business, accounts, it's all in there. So it's an interesting move. I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to give the customer confidence and have the customer have confidence in them that when you have AT&T, they're going to make sure that your service is going to be up and running as often as possible, consistently as possible, and if that fails, you're going to see credits on your account. So it's, in my opinion, this is much more Uncarrier than I think people understand, because no other carrier does this. Nobody has a built-in guarantee promise in place as a fabric of their business philosophy. I'm sure if you called T-Mobile or Verizon after your tower's been out for an hour and asked for a day's credit, you could probably get that. I don't think it'd be difficult, but they're putting it in as an automated, systems kind of thing. So like, you don't have to call in and complain. They know of the outage. They're aware of it. You're going to automatically get a credit. Obviously this is going to be cost. And I think AT&T's, I guess, ready to pay those costs. You got to think that AT&T is confident in what they're doing with their fiber and their wireless network, that they're ready to take this on. The deals thing, AT&T's been steadfast about doing that, so I'll let you guys have at it. Moose, you wanted to talk about this, so I'll bring you in first.
So, okay, so a couple things here, right? I'm going to say it straight up. 100% propaganda. Okay? This is a playbook on T-Mobile, straight up.
Like an Uncarrier move, right?
Well, Uncarrier moves in the sense that this has never been done to this level, but propaganda in the sense that everybody who knows something about the wireless industry knows that this is, it's not that big of a deal. Sure, you get an outage of
that's
20...
what I mean. It could be marketed. It's like an Uncarrier thing.
Exactly. And that's exactly what everybody's, for example, tomorrow in the national championship game, right? Ohio State versus Notre Dame, right? It's going to be everywhere. Tim Tebow and other people, there's a,
I saw commercials today.
Right.
They made like 7 or 8 ads for it.
There's a YouTube video on YouTube right now on the AT&T channel that has 5.2 million views in less than a week.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, in my opinion, right? That's insane. Now, I will say, from the average consumer, right? I'm not saying us here on the panel, but the average consumer loves this. Churn is now at a record low. Unbelievable.
Fiber churn's always been excellent, and the wireless is best in the industry.
It's going to be even better this quarter because of this. I'm saying it because I know. It's crazy to me. I can't believe it. Something so simple as, hey, I'm going to give you $5, right? You know, instead of them. And by the way, it's not just $5. You can still call in and get another whatever you want. You know, like,
Sure, try to advocate for some
yeah.
additional. Sure.
They get I guess like a discretion of like $50, no problem. You know, you can call in and say, hey, I didn't like the experience today, you know, or this week. Just to give you guys an example, the fires, right?
Yeah.
The wildfires in California,
Mhm.
right? The same day that it launched was the same day that you saw a bunch of people getting those notifications because they were in the wildfire situation, right? And it caused no service, So it's working. It's working. But there was a lot of questions from the community of, is this going to be sustainable, right?
Nope.
Is this going to be able to sustain the, accreditations, right? The credits. Right. It's not sustainable. So thus, do you guys remember Mark the Spot, that app?
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Yeah, the app thing where you could put
Right.
in where the trouble for the network was.
Right. Where you would put your location where you have bad coverage and blah, blah, blah. And it would send a notification to the engineers of that market, the local engineers, and they would document it saying, hey, there was even on the internal, RAN platform, all the mark the spots, all the reported issues. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is the next generation of Mark the Spot. Why? Because as soon as you get that drop call or as soon as you get that issue with SOS, right, where you have no service, it will immediately tell the RAN engineers in a same kind of format, hey, these are all of our issue areas. This is all of our problem areas. We need to fix this because if not, we're going to be constantly getting all these credits giving out all these credits. So I feel like this is what every carrier needs to be doing, is having this automated way of not only representing where the issues are, but fixing them, right? Because if they don't fix them, they're going to be spending thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially.
Mhm.
I think the best part about this whole, first of all, great move by AT&T to do something like this. I think that's very consumer friendly, and I think it addresses a huge pain point, because I'm sure a lot of people wanted to, ask for credits or ask for some sort of compensation for the outages that have happened, but like, the big hurdle there is calling customer service. You don't want to call customer service, sit on the phone for hour, 2 hours just to get what, $10-15 potentially. Like, awesome stuff from AT&T. But at the same time, sustainability is questionable, and whether AT&T will continue to sustain something like this long term.